For over 50 years, she was able to play the beautiful lead for all forms of media, working on radio, theatre, and even cinema to become another highest paid actress. She was not able to win an Oscar, but she was able to win many hearts around the world, starring in horrors, musicals, film noirs, and even dramas on the big screen. This is the lovable Lana Turner, and this is her basic biography. Early life. Lana Turner was born on the 8th of February 1921 in Idaho, USA, where she was able to live with her parents. Her father was a mine engineer and her mother was a homemaker at the time. Her parents would live in Idaho throughout their lives before Lana was born, with their roots stemming from this area of the United States, even being part of the mining industry, where her father was able to work for, and even her grandparents as well. Later on, her parents would open up their own business and even start selling and even cleaning clothes for each mine engineer and even helping out the mining community. This was because of her father not being a mine engineer throughout the rest of his life, and rather have his own business where he could make money and even help out the community. She moved to California during the mid 1920s, where she was able to attend schools and even allowing her parents to have her support in working on various stage performances and becoming an actor at a young age. She would start working with various stage companies whilst being in education. Her parents would, however, split due to her father being able to sell their family business, and even winning money in gambling on his spare time whilst they were divorced. Still working, yet he was able to fall down in this economic structure of the 1930s, where he would be murdered based on his type of business of gambling and making money. This meant her mother would have to raise Lana Turner and would have to work harder to keep them both in good footing, as well as making ends meet during the 1930s and even the Great Depression being in full swing. Acting career. She would work in various jobs when she got older. This would help her and her mother making money, just to make ends meet. Working in various shops and even drugstores where she was able to become an assistant to help local pharmacists who prescribe medicines to their customers. Her luck was about to change from being a pharmacy assistant to a Hollywood actress, as a Hollywood reporter spotted her and even given an opportunity for her to become an actress, even allowing her to finish her high school education while she was working. Her mother was able to allow the young Lana Turner to make her life better, and even this was due to Lana being under the age of 18, where she would be able to start her career. Lana Turner would have her first contract by becoming a leading lady on the silver screen. She left her old lifestyle by working in a pharmacy, now working for a production company as a fully fledged actress, where all audiences can see her leading during the Great Depression. Her style of acting on various characters would be more used in adventure or drama, historical drama films, based on this genre being interesting for younger audiences as well as older audiences. Sometimes learning new backstories um, to real life people. Her first movie was called They Won't Forget in 1937, and starring with lesser known actors and actresses in Hollywood. Afterwards, she would be starring in more movies in the 1930s, from dramas to comedies. She was the next young leading lady and had the world on at her feet, with a chance to become the next icon linked to romantic dramas. Plus, could be a model due to her beauty, as well as being able to promote her movies for many production companies. There were many actors and actresses who were able to work with Lana Turner, as she was not the average femme fatale, which she would be typecasted for, um, and or even being and even performing in film noirs in the start of her career. The 1940s would have her adapt to new roles, as well as becoming a dancer or more of a female supporting actress. Iconic Hollywood actress, the Second World War occurred during the time of her career, and more movies would be providing elements of Europe within a few performances. Most actors and actresses were able to use radio to reach their words and even their voices based on the movies or new acts and even on-stage performances. This was where Lana Turner managed to perform with her voice instead of acting in front of people in the 1940s. Still working in the film industry, became more of a dancer and would become an icon with various movies in the same decade. Movies such as Ziegfeld um, Girl in 1941, based on the Ziegfeld Follies shows, starring with heavyweight actor James Stewart and even the new coming actress Judy Garland. Later on in her career, she was able to act on the silver screen again, but with more Hollywood's finest actors and actresses. This includes Clark Gable and even Spencer Tracy, where she was able to become a love interest, then becoming a damsel in distress within some of her movie roles. Once the war was over, she was well known as a new leading actress for audiences, and she would be enjoyed watched on the silver screen. She spent time becoming a more of a mature actress in the 1950s rather than being a young adult in many of her roles during the 1940s. She carried on the streak of contracts with MGM in the following decade of the 1950s. The Bad and Beautiful in 1952, where she starred as the love interest to the legendary Kirk Douglas, with this movie becoming more of a film with film within a film concept. She managed to keep a sex appeal in more of her historical movies and even provide more of an appeal to all her younger to older audiences around the world. She was not a femme fatale, but she was a great actress that was able to adapt to her roles and not being typecasted as most leading ladies would be during this time period. Personal life and final years. Lana Turner would be married at least around 7 times and would have one child. Her first husband was Artie Shaw in 1940, then they were divorced in the same year. Steve Crane from 1942 to 1944. Third husband was Bob Topping from 1948 to 1952. Fourth husband was Lex Baker, from 1953 to 1957. Fifth husband was Fred May, and they were lost from 1960 to 1962. Sixth husband was Robert Eaton, and her final husband was Ronald Peller from 1969 to 1972. She would have various relationships based on her personal life, which would have domestic problems and even getting into legal trouble. Her relationship with Johnny Stompanto would a story of legend, and would hurt or abuse her outside of Hollywood, with sometimes leading to legal enforcement stepping in. Sometimes other actors would have to help Lana Turner with her troubles with Johnny Stompanto having connections with the mafia to resolve issues to keep legal enforcement at bay. Later, he would die by Lana's daughter killing him in self-defense. After the chaos of her personal life, she was able to continue her acting career, winning awards and performances in more movies in the following decades. Her final appearance was in That's Entertainment 3 in 1994, and she did not did make a television appearance or making television appearances, and only during the 1960s to the 1980s, but only for a short appearance only, with the last um, television appearance being The Love Boat in 1985. Legacy and death. Sadly, Lana Turner passed away on the 27th of June 1995 at the age of 74, just a year after she retired from acting. She would have a big legacy, with most of the modern day still providing tributes to herself. She even had other actors and actresses remember her as a friend and possible love interest when she was alive. One of the people who has her name inspired by the great actress was Lana Del Rey, who sings most of the music based on her characters, like Lana Turner's characters, in her music videos. Lana Turner would be one of the sex symbols of her era, and even being a part of the best actresses throughout old Hollywood. There are many stories that are spoken about her life in the modern day, as I know that she been great friends with James Bond star Sean Connery, and was involved in the relationship with her, and even he was involved with her relationship with Johnny Stampanto during the 1950s. I have added a link to in this list of links and within the description, so please have a look at that and more information about that story. Yet she even was able to have her likeness and even inspirations in various movies to modern day performances based on her life, or in fictions, as well as her own story, a Hollywood star. Now, thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't done so. My name is Suki Cookie, and thank you for watching.